Hey Casey,
Hey Ashley,
welcome to Nostalgic Nightcaps.
this is a podcast about the movies, books, TV shows, music, pop culture, all of the things that you and I grew up on and remember so fondly. And we're going to discuss them and analyze them and critique them. And then, you know what else we do?
What do we do?
We pair that with a themed cocktail or drink of any
Yeah,
kind.
any kind of drink, usually cocktail.
So that's what we do.
That's what we do. And this week is a very special, near and dear to my heart episode.
Oh my gosh, I have been thinking about this forever.
I know. Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
throughout my life, and since we've started talking about doing this episode this month.
Yes. I think about this every day of my life, every minute. This week we are talking about Holiday Part 1 and 2 of Degrassi, Season 3, 2003.
Ooh, the next generation.
The Next Generation. Yeah, I should add that, but that's the only one I know.
Oh, which is funny
It's just
because then
Degrassi to me.
I have a lot to say about other things in this episode that
I'm
pertain to
sure.
OG Degrassi.
Mm-hmm. Tessa Campanelli.
Oh,
Oh
I
boy.
the name drop there. I was
That
gasping.
was this is the episode where Craig has been dating Ashley and then he starts cheating on her with Manny. Terrible, terrible guy. Wow,
Well, he's
Craig.
already been cheating on her with Manny, but it ramps
Yeah,
up.
it yes.
It goes there.
Next level. And we've got a side love triangle that I had completely forgotten about with Joey Jeremiah, his current girlfriend Sydney, and Caitlin Ryan, his ex, who he's still in love with.
Who are adults.
The cocktail that I've created for this is called, please, some hot chocolate.
What?
That that is what Ashley says to
Oh,
Craig when she is freezing in his garage and asks for a hot drink. Where it all happens. That's
that's
how she
so
finds out.
funny.
So this drink, the Please Some Hot Chocolate, has 4 ounces of hot cocoa, 1.5 ounces of Bailey's Irish cream liqueur, 1 ounce of creme de cacao white chocolate liqueur,
Oh,
or regular chocolate, whatever you prefer.
spicy.
I used Scrappy's chocolate bitters,
Yum.
fancy, an optional vodka, vanilla vodka, whatever if you want a little extra. So shake that with ice and then garnish with mini marshmallows. It's so cute. It's really good.
That sounds absolutely perfect for the month we're in and the all the Christmas stuff we're talking about.
Yes, absolutely. I was thinking about doing an actual like hot one, but I don't know, it just didn't sound good to me this time.
Yes, I do like a cold beverage rather than a hot one.
Yeah, especially with alcohol. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
every
I
once
don't
in a
know.
while, a hot
Like
one,
a
sure.
hot toddy sometimes,
Yeah,
but
or like a hot apple cider with a little whiskey, whatever. Not this time.
no, how dare you?
Yeah, no.
That name is absolutely perfect though.
Thank you.
Because since I watched that an hour ago, by the way, that part has been, like Ashley's whole demeanor throughout that has just been like living in my brain.
Yes. It's amazing. Should we talk about our histories with Degrassi, the next generation, and otherwise, in your case?
We absolutely have to.
So, Degrassi, the next generation, was on the N, which I absolutely loved as a preteen and teenager. It was my favorite channel. I watched all of them, Radio Free Roscoe, the whole works.
South of Nowhere, which you forgot about.
I did forget about it. I'm sorry.
I was so excited because I found out that a couple that had been on the show were married in real life now. And
Yeah.
I texted Ashley like immediately and I was like, "Oh my God." And she was like,
Like,
"Who?
who are these people?
who are you talking about? I've never heard of this show or these people. And I was like, we
Mm-mm,
loved
never
this.
seen
What
it.
are you talking about?
Lies. But the rest of us, we loved. And we watched so much Degrassi in my basement. We would cry. We would just wait for each episode each week. Ugh,
Marathon it
yeah,
because they would just play it like for hours.
it was on all the time.
It's such a good show. And it is a really fundamental part of our friendship, I would say.
It really is. We watched it to the point where we had Canadian accents.
We really
We
did.
watched it so much.
It is. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I love to think back on those just nights where we would order Chinese food and
Yes. Just
and
binge
just
watched Degrassi.
oh my God, and just was the love of our lives. And
Oh
you know
yeah.
what? He still is. And I a couple years ago got Ashley a cameo from Jake Epstein who plays Craig, and he could
Yes.
not be more sweet.
He was amazing. He sang me a song.
Yeah, it's beautiful and he rewatching this, I was like, he's such a cutie, even as he's doing the worst things ever.
I
I'm like, oh,
know.
I love you so much, Craig. And
He
I,
can
I
do
just,
no wrong.
he's a baby
But he did
boy.
do a lot
He
of
did
wrong.
so wrong. The funny thing is that you started watching Degrassi without me because we didn't know each other.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure we became friends after the series had already started,
Yeah,
but I quickly adapted to your
the
lifestyle.
Degrassi lifestyle.
And I remember telling my dad, like, hey, I Ashley and I watched this show, Degrassi, like all weekend when I slept over at her house because I just would come over for 48 hours straight.
Hmm.
And your mom's like, can you leave my house? And I'm like,
Go.
and he was like, I watched Degrassi when I was a kid because the next generation, obviously, is because there used to be Degrassi junior high, high. There was a Degrassi, the kids on Degrassi Street, but technically it's like not canon because some of the actors play different characters on the later shows. So there
Yeah.
was the junior high and high, and then there was Schools Out, which was the movie in
Ooh.
which Joey Jeremiah, as Caitlin says in the TV film, she says, "You fucked." She uses the F word.
Whoa.
Maybe it's snake. Okay, one of them uses the F word on television.
Oh
Canada's
my.
wild. And it's like, you fucked Tessa Campanelli. And that, anyways. So my dad told me all about this. And then I was like, holy shit, I need to find these episodes. So I went on good old LimeWire and I
As
downloaded
you do.
everything I could find. And I was obsessed, especially because Spike, who is in this episode, because the adults are all from the the old shows. Spike had a baby in eighth grade. Emma, the main character of Degrassi, The Next
Yep.
Generation. So then I watched them all and I came to this episode of Degrassi Junior High and I was like, I've seen this episode. And I remember that in like fourth or fifth grade, in health class, we watched an episode of Degrassi.
What?
Yeah. So it's just like I have all of these weird connections to it away from you, but then we both
Yeah.
came together and kind of found each other over this wonderful, dramatic, just Canadian television show.
It's a masterpiece.
And I continue to love it to this day. And I even like I really fell off probably around season 5, 6
Yeah.
because I think we were out of high school or we were like just getting out
We
of high
were we were
school.
getting too old for
We
it.
were too old for it. We were like living our own dramatic teenage lives.
Hmm.
But I did start like binge watching it during the pandemic, and I
Yeah.
watched the next class on Netflix, which I really actually loved. And Lola is such a cute little character with like pink and blue hair.
Aw.
And she has an episode that mirrors Manny's accidents will happen abortion episode. And I
Okay.
thought it was such a cool thing to like bring from that generation to the next.
Yeah.
Especially because Degrassi High also had an abortion episode.
And especially because it was banned in the US.
Yeah, the accidents will happen was banned in the
Show
US, which
it.
is ridiculous. And I downloaded it off of LimeWire and showed it to
Yep,
you.
sure did.
Because I was like, banned episode? Bet.
Definitely watching that.
So yeah, Degrassi is a is a central part of just like us as people. It
Yeah,
it really raised us, I would say.
it did. Just sobbing when JT
Sobbing.
got stabbed. Oh my God.
I remember both of us just like in horror looking
I
at each other,
know.
disbelief.
Just no way that that could happen.
Yeah, that was wild. I cannot believe that
Yeah,
happened.
no, but it did.
And he doesn't get enough screen time in these episodes.
He doesn't, but I did like his part. It was very
Yeah.
cute.
He was dressed like a little Oliver Twist kind of
Yes,
character.
the talent show. So, should we talk about this particular episode or pair of episodes?
Uh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we should.
There's some stuff happening. Maybe you can fill me in because you remember
Okay.
more. Do you know how long Ashley and Craig had been dating for?
They started dating. I don't know, because he comes in season two, right?
Yeah. So it couldn't have been like that
No, less than
long.
a year, absolutely. And at the beginning of that, Emma and Manny both had huge crushes on Craig. So
Hmm.
Craig's stepfather is Joey Jeremiah. His mother died. He lived with
Hmm.
his father, who was abusive, and then he went and lived with Joey Jeremiah, who is an original character from Degrassi Junior High and High.
Yeah.
Um, Joey, I just want to I just want to paint this picture real quick, and then I'll get
Some
back to the question
background.
at hand. Joey was friends and in a band called the Zits or the Zit Remedy, depending on the year. They only had one song called Everybody Wants Something. He was in band with Snake, who Mr. Simpson, Archie Simpson, who
Yeah.
works at Degrassi school, the school.
Hmm.
So he's a teacher. He is married to Spike, who was
Yes.
in the original, had Emma at 14, but the series kind of retcons it and makes it like 16 because the years don't quite match up. But anyways,
Hmm.
I digress. And then there's Caitlin, who Joey Jeremiah dated in middle school. She just comes back into their lives because all the other adults had kind of been around since the beginning. The first episode of the series was like a school reunion, so it had a bunch of old actors, and
Hmm.
then had like the new children cast. Anyways, so those are all the adults that for some reason we are focusing so much on in this episode and in these
Yeah.
seasons. And knowing what I know about Degrassi, it was fun to watch. But I like honestly can't imagine sitting there and being like, what? Why are we watching all these adults?
Yeah.
What is
Like
happening?
it was fun for me this time around, but I don't even remember that happening from the first time that I
Yes.
watched it, or it just wasn't important to me at the time because you just want to see the teenagers, the people your own age.
Exactly. Getting back to the question. So he comes in at the beginning of season two. He ends up living with Joey Jeremiah. He and Manny try to go out on a date, but she's like too young for him. They're a year younger. And this is when they're in eighth and ninth grade.
Hmm.
And then he starts being interested in Ashley. And then I feel like their relationship kind of plays out slowly in the background. And then there's an episode where Ashley decides that she wants to have sex with Craig, and then Craig tells Spinner, and Spinner fucks it up. So she pretty much dumps him, kind of, very much on a break,
Hmm.
Ross and Rachel-esque.
Yeah.
Manny swoops in because she's always had this crush on Craig, and they have sex.
Yeah.
And then this is the aftermath of that. So yeah, it has to be like 6 to 8 months, I would say.
Yeah. Which, to be fair, in high school is a long time.
And it turned.
Yes.
Whew, I feel
Yeah.
winded after that.
Yes. Thank you for that
You're
history.
welcome.
So, Craig has been cheating on Ashley with Manny, and he asks her what she wants for Christmas, and Manny says, I want you to dump Ashley.
I want you to dump Ashley. She's like
Yes.
such a baby voiced
I
little kid
know.
in this.
Yeah, it's too much. At first, Craig is like, mm, maybe not. I just want both of you. Okay. And
I
she's
think
like,
Craig
no,
doesn't know what he wants.
he
Like
didn't know
he
what he wanted at
honestly has
all.
no idea what is happening. He wants
Yeah,
to have sex with a guitar, not with either of these
pretty
girls.
much. Yeah. Yeah. Because he says, I can't make that choice. And Manny Queen says, I think you just did. Walks away.
I know I kind of made fun of her little like baby innocent voice, but she is such a great actor.
Oh, she is. Yeah.
Her nonverbal communication is so beautiful in this episode. She is
Yeah.
glaring all over the damn place.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, she is a very good actress. I thought Craig's acting was pretty good in this also, except for he
Mhm.
went a little dramatic during the Joey scene. That was a little too much there.
He gets really wrapped up in that love triangle, and I was like, in no world.
Yeah, like you don't care that much. No, not happening.
I was like, do you even know what's going on, Craig? Like, you don't seem to know what's going on in your own life. I don't really
No,
believe that you care about what's going on in your stepfather's life and
no.
his girlfriend from junior high school.
That is ridiculous. Yeah. Basically, he then decides that he does want Manny after talking with Caitlin, which did not give him any reason to to think this, but he immediately says, "Oh God, I have to have Manny only." And he says that he's going to break up with Ashley.
He goes to, this is all centered around figure skating because
Yeah,
he finds out, I'm pretty sure he finds out at his little sister's, who, by the way, his little sister on the show is played by, in real life, Cassie Steele Manny's in real life little sister,
yeah,
which is very odd.
it's very odd. But they did cleverly play on that
They did.
because he was like, "She reminds me of my little sister."
Yeah, in that one episode. Hmm.
'Cause they look exactly the same.
And so he's at the figure skating pageant or whatever. And he's like, "Oh, Manny." And I was like, "You don't talk to her." Because later on, when he gets her that bracelet of the ice
Hmm.
skates, she's like, "You know me so well."
I know.
And I was like, "Babe, no, he doesn't."
No, like that was the easiest gift.
He spotted you somewhere and he's like, "Oh, she likes figure skating."
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't even know until he happened to see her there.
Right. And he decides to walk on the ice in his shoes
Mm.
and go tell her that he's going to
Yeah,
break up
not
with
that he
Ashley.
has.
Manny girly.
And she's like, "Oh my God, yay!"
She leaps into his arms,
Yep,
blades out. I was like,
blades
you,
out. That's
that's
dangerous. Well, he's not even wearing ice skates.
it was pretty cute though for a
It was
second.
cute. They're just like full on making out on the ice.
The thing is those two have really good chemistry, and that's
Yeah,
why I don't know if we'll and then we'll get into
yeah.
Ashley.
Ashley. What a terrible name for a terrible person.
Just like my stupid best friend.
Yeah. So Craig, he is going, he thinks he's gonna keep his word and go break up with Ashley. But Ashley, dumbass Ashley, is like,
Oh
here,
God.
my high school boyfriend that I've been dating for a few months, have this family heirloom of my grandfather's guitar that he played with Django Reinhardt, who I had never heard of, but I looked up and is a real person, like a famous guitar player.
I literally shouted at the TV. I was
I
like,
know.
you've been dating for 2 seconds. Your
Yes.
high school
Do
boyfriend.
not give this to him. So she gives him the guitar, and then he's like, "Oh, actually, I love you, Ashley. We're not going to break up because I want to keep this guitar."
He pretty much is like, I love you, guitar. I guess I won't break up with Ashley.
Yeah.
He doesn't like her. And
No, he
to be
doesn't.
fair, neither do I.
Yeah, I mean, she's not a very good character.
I am so sorry. It is so okay. This goes against everything that I usually am. Like Ashley is a brunette, first of all, and I always root for the brunettes
Yeah.
because too many blondes out here having, like too many
It's too much
Serena
fun.
Vander Woodsons and Peytons and all of all best friend pairs on teen dramas. I always go for the brunette because,
Yeah.
you know, the
Well, and to be fair,
underdog.
you had already picked Manny in the Emma Manny situation, so
Absolutely, you're so
can't go
right.
for Ashley now.
And Ashley is supposed to be like this alternative, cool chick, except that she is really boring.
Hmm.
She's like, she is always kind of just like disgruntled and like doesn't seem pleasant to be around.
No, she really doesn't. She's always angry at everyone for like, I mean, obviously in this situation, she has a very good reason to be angry, but she's just always angry at everybody, no matter
Yeah,
what.
at the end of this episode is the only time I ever liked her.
Yeah.
Because I was like, damn, you did that.
Hmm. Sure
But yeah,
did.
I'm like, this character is so terrible that I'm rooting for the dude that's cheating on her.
Hmm. Yeah,
And that also goes into how charming Craig actually is
he really is.
and
Yeah.
how younger us would have ruined our lives for Craig.
Oh yeah,
Everything.
absolutely.
Ruined, just torn apart friendships, jobs,
You
credit
know
scores.
damn well for you I would ruin myself a million little times.
That was written about
It
Craig.
was. You know Taylor Swift watched Degrassi.
You know what she probably did?
Yeah. I mean, she's our age.
Huh. Wow.
I've never thought about that.
No, it's weird.
So anyway, Manny, no, Ashley does not get broken up with. Craig,
That's a funny way to put.
Craig does not break up with Ashley, and keeps this guitar. And then he goes and just lies to Manny and says that he did break up with her. What, what is wrong with you?
He's being sketchy as hell.
He's so sketchy. And Spinner, meanwhile, is like hyping him up. He's like, you are a god.
That scene at the ice skating rink. And first of all, like Spinner's like, "Oh my God, you're so cool." And I'm like, "Shut, Spinner, you're a bad person and a bad friend, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
You're a bad boyfriend too. Like, if I was his girlfriend, Paige, I would be like, "Are you kidding me?
Right.
What's going on?" Especially because
Hmm.
later on, uh, why does Paige dump Spinner? Because of Manny. Well, because of his actions with Manny. I won't blame him.
Yeah.
Anyway, but Craig, it inflates Craig's ego so
Oh,
much. And
definitely.
he's like laying, like sitting back in these plastic chairs, like so I'm so cool. He's got his little like like I don't know, what kind of hat is that?
Like a golf hat is over. I
Like a
don't know.
yeah, it's something. It's so silly.
Yeah. Because initially he's like, oh, you don't think this is wrong? And he like feels bad about it. But then Spinner influences him very easily, to be fair. He didn't need much
Realistic.
persuasion to,
That is
yeah.
yeah, that's realistic.
Yeah, definitely. The whole thing, I will say, is very realistic. Just the whole high school aspect. Like, you don't care.
Yes.
You don't care that you're cheating on someone, that you're breaking their heart, like, and that that person thinks that you're like the end all be all love of their life.
My
Doesn't
little
matter.
heart
Yeah.
just weeps for Manny. Manny is my favorite character in the entire series.
Yeah.
Manny is my favorite archetype, which I like to call slut with a heart of gold.
Yes.
And she wants to be loved so
Hmm.
badly because it's clear she's not feeling that kind of love anywhere else in her life. And she
Yeah.
just craves approval and love from other people. And that's why she
Mhm.
kind of latches herself on to Craig. And I feel like she was my favorite character as a teenager because first of all, she's absolutely stunning. Like
Yeah.
just so cute. She has really fun fashion in the later seasons too. She's got like weird hats and stuff, but now she's a favorite character of mine because she has a lot of depth actually.
She really does. Yeah. more than most of the characters do.
And what I do love about her character, and this has nothing to do with this episode, well, it kind of does because she is prego coming up and she gets an abortion, but that doesn't have like really negative consequences on her life. She just
Mhm.
keeps living her life. She has sex. She enjoys having sex. She has lots of relationships. I just really like the character development.
Yeah, absolutely. So, of course, she believes Craig until
We all do.
the talent show. Show's so funny. Craig and Ashley are supposed to sing this song together. I'll spend Christmas with you. Does not go well because right before Manny's doing Ashley's makeup, it comes out the whole thing she sees. Well, we skipped the whole hot chocolate scene. Oh my gosh. The way
Let's go
that
back. Let's
Ashley
rewind.
first discovers something is going on. She's hanging out, and this is so real to our lives too. Just hanging out in some guy's freezing ass garage just to hang out with them. Like, go inside.
Okay.
Doing?
Also, and he just doesn't give a fuck about
No,
anything. Her
no.
comfort, her being there. He wishes she
Mm.
wasn't. It would be
Oh yeah.
totally fine if she
She just
wasn't.
wants to play the guitar that she gave him.
I'm sitting here with my hands over my face because I that's exactly what my thought was as that
Yep.
played. I have that in my notes. Why why is Degrassi our lives?
It really is.
The amount of time I've sat around in a garage
Hmm.
watching a stupid boy play the guitar and
Yep.
not talk to me.
Hmm.
I should have been doing something. I should have been like crocheting, learning how to crochet. I could have made a scarf, you know?
Yeah.
Something. I could have been doing a lot of things. And instead, I was waiting around for a boy to notice me that I was in his garage. Why
I
is
know.
nobody
Like,
paying attention to me?
hello, I'm right here. I should have been learning how to play guitar myself instead of just
Ugh,
watching you.
yeah, you know a good fucking point.
And I feel like, why wasn't Ashley doing that? Like, she clearly loved music. She was just sitting there because now she didn't have a guitar. She gave it away.
I have such a bone to pick with Ashley. She just
Yeah.
like it always seems like she's doing things because she thinks it's gonna make her fit in somewhere, which like yeah,
Hmm.
totally relatable.
Yeah.
But she does it in a way that's like it make sh this is so stupid. It's like she thinks she's better than everyone else around her while
Yeah.
not understanding that she also has a lot of shit to work on with herself.
Hmm. Yeah. It's the judginess.
It is the judginess, and it's
Yeah.
hot chocolate, please.
Yes. So she's sitting there saying, I'm freezing. I'm freezing. I'm freezing. And finally he's like, do you want me to get you something? God damn. And she's like, some hot chocolate, please. That's our drink.
Do you know what my thought was? I was like, bold. I would never have asked a guy for hot chocolate. Probably not even
That
water.
was cold. I would have asked for something like cold.
Yeah.
Can I
Get a
have a
Diet
Diet
Coke,
Coke?
please. And actually, if it's room temperature, it's fine. Just love
Yeah.
me. I don't want to be a
Get back as
bother.
soon as you can.
Like,
But
who's
yeah,
gonna
she
go
asks for hot
make
chocolate.
a cup of hot chocolate?
I know. That is very bold.
Wow, we
Very
have
bold
such low
request.
standards.
Yes.
We're like, oh my God, he made her a mug of hot chocolate.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
so sweet.
So sweet. So while he's gone, she goes and grabs this blanket off the table. Underneath, there's two gift bags. She thinks they're both for her. One is with the vintage Ramones tee.
Of course it is.
Of course it is. I want it. It's
Yeah,
cute.
it was cute.
The other is a fuzzy pink sweater and a
I also
ice
want
skate
that.
charm bracelet. That was a cute sweater.
I don't want the charm bracelet. It looked cheap as fuck.
It really did. Yeah. Poor Manny. Mm.
You get me.
The
It's
bar. The
devastating.
bar is in hell.
And we know that from personal experience. So,
We sure do. Yeah. So she's suspicious. She's like, who's this for? Not for me. I don't ice skate. Then the talent show, Manny is doing Ashley's makeup. Manny's wearing the charm bracelet because Craig is stupid and gave it to her before.
Craig,
What are you doing? Like, if you're gonna do this, at least be smart about it.
no, he's dumb. He's a dum dum. He's a dum dum
He
boy.
is a dumb dumb boy. Hmm. So it comes out because Manny thinks that Craig has already dumped Ashley, but he hasn't.
Mm-mm-mm. And they're both just like,
Like, what is going on?
we're still together.
So dramatic.
You know, it is, but also it wasn't as dramatic as I remembered it
No.
being. I felt like it was every when I was 14 years old watching this, I
Mm.
was like, "Oh my God, this their lives have blown up. This is wild. Oh my gosh, nothing will ever be
Mhm.
the same." And now I
Yep.
was like, "Wow, that really sucks for you guys."
Right, yeah. Not
Because
as
I'm an
big as
adult.
yeah. Yep. Yeah. So Ashley doesn't sing. She just gets up and slaps Craig
On stage,
on
on stage in
stage in front of
front of
everybody.
parents.
Oh my
oh my
God, good
gosh.
for her.
It was great. It was a
Um,
great moment. But I just like imagine myself in that like I'm like going to see my niece or
right,
something.
yeah,
And I'm
that
like,
happens.
"Oh shit."
Is this part of the show?
I would have been gleeful. I've been like,
Yeah.
"Yes."
And JT's shining moment, he's like, okay, maybe they won't be spending Christmas together.
That made me laugh.
Oh, funny. And this is the part with Joey where he's trying to be relatable and say, like, hey, I really messed up with Caitlin also, but it's okay. You'll get over it. You'll be fine. And Craig is like, no, you guys never got over it. You guys are still into each other. It's too much. The way that he's acting.
That is where I shouted at the TV, "You fucked Tessa Campanelli."
Yeah. And he drops the name.
Yeah,
It's
I know.
sad.
I gasped.
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but
Oh,
damn.
I do. She's like a grade younger. It's kind of a mirror of the Manny situation, actually.
Hmm.
And throughout School's Out, which is the TV movie, he cheats on Caitlin with Tessa, and then she gets pregnant and has an
Hmm.
abortion. Never tells him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And Caitlin is devastated, but
Yeah.
obviously has gotten over it in 20 years.
Yep. Totally, totally over it. Still wants Joey.
Ugh, I did not like this, by the way.
I didn't either. No, it was too, I mean, even if they did like decide that they want to be together, it was too, like they were just going all in right away.
Yeah. Yeah, so are you gonna explain that love triangle? The second love triangle under one
Second
roof
love
is
triangle.
that's too much. It was a
Yeah.
Hallmark movie. That subplot was a Hallmark movie that
Hmm.
honestly had nothing to do with Degrassi, except
Yeah.
that to play out like a old what happened in a separate TV
Yeah.
show.
I mean, so Joey and Sydney's relationship didn't make sense anyway, because Joey is just, he's supposed to be this like goofy, not very serious kind of guy.
Yeah.
And Sydney's like,
She
I mean,
irons
she
her
was,
sheets, you know.
yeah, she was fine, really. She
I
just,
feel bad for her though.
I do too, because she was being like that because she could tell. that Joey was still into Caitlyn. Caitlyn still wanted Joey.
And Caitlyn is a mess.
Caitlyn is a mess. Yeah. She's very successful, but
She's
successful mess.
selfish.
Hmm.
Like she ruins the picture of Spike and Baby Jack at the mall because we do
Hmm.
get some mall time, which is great. Love mall
Yeah.
time. And yeah, and these two think that they should be together for very little reason, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. No reason. I mean, junior high.
High to high. I mean, they dated for on and off for a long time.
Okay.
But I was being hyperbolic. Okay.
But still.
I feel bad for Sydney. I feel like she was kind of miserable because she was doing all these things to try and prove that she belonged in this family. And
Hmm.
then Joey, of course, has eyes for, Caitlyn, who is single, doesn't have any, doesn't do these things, is fun and does whatever she
Yeah.
wants and has no ties or whatever, which is super
Right.
unfair to Sydney. And then I just have to say my piece about Sydney real quick because
Yes.
Sydney is at this talent show at
Yep.
the Christmas talent show at Degrassi High School. Gets to see all this stuff go down. Hilarious. Good for her that she got that show. But then after she goes out and she gets dumped
Yep.
by Joey Jeremiah. Imagine being, she's our age, about like 34, 35,
Hmm.
in a high school being dumped. That's my worst nightmare. I'd be
Yeah.
so pissed getting dumped in my old age at high school, in the hallways of high
Yes.
school, all over.
Right. Ugh. Because the stepson pointed out the obvious
Thank you so much for letting me air my grievances because I've just been really holding that in and
for
it's been
years.
weighing on me. I just I'm honestly imagining how devastating that would be for me as a grown-ass adult being dumped in a high school.
Yeah, it would be really bad. Especially like it's not even her kids that she's there for. It's his. Ugh. Yeah.
Ugh.
Not good.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
I don't particularly like Sydney. She was very
No.
like uptight, but she didn't deserve what happened to her.
No, Team Sydney, even though I did not like her very much at all.
Yeah. Same. So yeah, basically Joey and Caitlin are now gonna spend the rest of their lives together.
Except they don't.
Craig is I know,
BTW.
but
Sorry.
from this episode, they are. Craig is like ecstatic about this, even though he's destroyed his own life. There's no resolution for him, which is good.
The episode ends with these adults making out
Yeah,
and Craig
it's very
looking
weird.
on sadly.
Yeah, but like happy sadly.
Yeah. Like, oh, I really
Happy for
messed
them.
up.
Like, oh, I wish this was me with
Yeah,
Manny.
but I messed up. Or Ashley, or that guitar.
Whichever. Someone, please.
That is all to say that I loved this so much.
Yeah, it's just the drama. It's just so entertaining. There's just way too much going on.
Manny says, like, Craig gets mad at her and is like, I can't believe you told Ashley,
Hmm.
which, the nerve.
Right.
Manny was like, I didn't tell her because you were stupid,
You were
Craig.
stupid. This is
I
your fault.
loved that. Oh,
Yes.
and you didn't think I'd find out about your lies. She lets out this
Wow.
big breath
I
in
know.
between that.
Huge sigh. So yeah, that's holiday part one and two.
It's a great Christmas special because I feel like we learn a lot about ourselves,
Hmm. We sure do.
about how much we would take from a teenage boy back when we were teenage girls. Ugh.
Literally anything.
Ugh, the bar was in a hell.
It really was. It's sad. I mean, I appreciate that these shows are like so realistic to how things are, but it also like as a teenager, you don't realize that they're just trying to portray that. Like you think it's portraying something that is like okay, you know? Like it just like shows you that what you are going through is a normal experience that, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Degrassi did have some episodes that were like so stupidly cheesy, so after school
Mm,
special. But I
yeah.
also think it really had a lot of heart and got into things like this, where it was like, hey, you might be in a situation like this, and instead of portraying a like a love triangle, because we always
Mm,
talk about how much we dislike love triangles in
yeah.
romance books, instead of
Hmm.
portraying it like it's a fun thing and about how like it's so fun to have these two people both be in love with me. At no time
Yeah.
was Craig ever like, I love these two women or two girls in love with me. He, for like a second, he kind of thought that when Spinner was talking about it, but when it was
Mm,
actually happening, you could see how much he hated every part of it,
oh
but like
yeah.
was just in such a mess because he's so immature and he doesn't know how to actually express any of his feelings.
Right. And he doesn't even know what he wants.
Exactly.
He's so easily persuaded in any direction.
Exactly. Does that kind of piss you off? Because like, not not because he's an asshole, because he is, and
Yeah.
you do actually really feel for him in a lot of this, which is it's a very cool thing what they did to show that and how you end up feeling for the character even when he was being
Hmm.
awful to a lot of the time throughout the episode. But
Yeah.
thinking back where you put boys on such a pedestal, like we were talking about, like that you wanted to please them so much. And
Mm,
thinking back on how they actually had no idea what they were doing the whole time, it's kind of
right.
infuriating.
It is, but it's also kind of like a relief in a way that it's like
Yeah,
maybe he wasn't trying to be as awful as it came across, you know?
that is a good point. You're so much nicer than I am. I was like, fuck those boys.
Yeah.
You just have so much empathy for people because you think about what they've been through and like what they're going through. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Like, fuck this guy. But
exactly.
really though, I mean, come on.
Yeah. But it
He was
does
not good.
make you feel for each one of these characters except for Ashley, honestly. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because I've never liked Ashley and it's just like
Yeah.
something that has kind of I've carried into my
Hmm.
adulthood.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, yeah, that sucks that you got cheated on.
Yeah, I mean, especially in these episodes, you don't really get much of her story. Like she's there as the other woman, even though she's like his
The
actual
woman.
girlfriend.
That is such a good point because you are kind of rooting for Manny and Craig even
Yeah,
as you're watching this all happen. Because
right.
they have great chemistry and
Hmm.
they're just like, I don't know, throughout the entire series, I was always rooting for them.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Stupidly.
they should have ended up together.
No, but then he did cocaine in front of Taking Back Sunday and it was a whole thing.
Oh yeah.
And his nose bled.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
Everyone's
that's
like,
so
what?
musicians do drugs.
But even the musicians were like, oh
And I
my
was like,
God.
Taking Back Sunday. What drugs haven't you done? Please.
Yeah.
Please.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to point out one of the reasons why I don't like Ashley is her horrid sense of fashion.
Yeah.
Because
It
the outfit
was.
she's wearing at the talent show, which is supposed to be an outfit that she's trying to look her best in, apparently,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
It's kind of the thing. She's wearing like a knee length, but also asymmetrical jean skirt,
And like
and
light denim.
a grayish denim, I think,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
I think so.
And then a denim jacket, which was so bo like she just looked boxy, not like
Mhm.
the actress is very pretty and like not, it's just like the outfit was awful.
Yeah, the style choices they made for her were not.
Her hair was pretty cute though. I don't like
It
it when it's all
was.
flipped out. I liked it when it was just down and kind of shaggy and she
Hmm.
looked that was cute, but I was like, Ashley, can you go fix your outfit?
I know. Like, I know you're in Canada, but The Canadian tuxedo needs to go.
She was wearing a Canadian tuxedo. What? They're really proud of their heritage.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Do
Yeah,
you have any
it was.
final thoughts?
I think that this is absolutely a Christmas special that you should watch every year with your family.
Yes. Grandparents.
And then you can discuss who you liked, disliked,
Hmm.
who you were rooting for. If Craig has a hold on other generations the way that he had a hold on our generation,
Hmm.
it's great family time.
You can show your grandparents just how easily you'll give away these very meaningful things that they've given you. It'll be fun.
Yeah, it's perfect. Do you want to close out the episode?
So please tell us if you have seen this episode, if you've seen any of Degrassi, who are you rooting for?
Who are your
Who are
favorite
you,
characters?
who's your favorite character and why?
Tell us who you were in love with in the halls of Degrassi.
Yeah, got a lot of options.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. JT, Craig. Who else did we love?
I did not really like Sean. Never was
I
a
do
Sean fan.
not like Sean.
No.
And you know what sucks is that I really liked Ellie back when and who was like not in the episode at all.
Yeah.
Even though it was an episode that had her best friend in one of the love triangle parts. You were so right that like Ashley was just not a present person in her own story, which is so
No, she really
wild.
wasn't. It's sad.
But I really did, and I'm sure we're gonna do more Degrassi episodes
Oh,
along the way.
definitely.
But I do want to say I used to love Ellie because she's
Yes.
so punk. She's a little punk, gothy, and cute, and in a way that Ashley just like could not pull off, I feel like.
Right. Ashley was trying to be that.
But she ended up
Couldn't
being
get there.
such like I'm not like other girls. Manny is terrible, blah blah blah. And I was like,
Mm,
can you get over yourself?
yeah,
But to be fair, that was me as a teenager, so I don't really know what to say about that.
true.
But Manuela Santos forever.
Yes. Justice for Manny.
Oh, justice for Manny. Slut with a heart of gold.
Yes.
And you can follow these sluts with hearts of gold on
Hmm.
Instagram, maybe TikTok. We'll see about that.
If TikTok is even around.
I'm saying at Nostalgic Nightcaps, rate and review on whatever platform you are listening to this on.
Hmm.
And Merry Love Triangle Miss.
Yes. Married DeGrassmus.
Ooh. Bye.
Bye.